A still lake stretches before us, silent under the mist. But something stirs beneath the water's surface, like a secret waiting to be uncovered. A distant sound of waves echoes through the air as a whisper carries on the breeze. At the heart of every great legend lies a gift, a sword that could crown a king or curse him forever. And it all began with a hand rising from a lake. Arthur stands at the edge of the lake, the weight of his uncertain future pressing down on him. The water stirs, and from the depths rises an arm, glistening in the morning light. In its hand is a sword, a blade that glimmers with power and promise. Excalibur's hilt sparkles with jewels, the blade almost humming with a mystical presence, as if pulled from another realm. Arthur reaches toward the sword, its presence carrying both hope and responsibility. Yet as he grips the hilt, a warning floats through the air. "If I give thee the sword, ye shall give me a gift when I ask it." The words linger like a riddle, leaving Arthur to wonder, what will the price be? The sword is more than a mere weapon. It signifies Arthur's destiny, the weight of the future pressing down with every battle won. Yet, with every victory, Arthur becomes more entwined with the fate that the sword imposes, locking him into a path that he cannot escape. The Lady of the Lake, who moves effortlessly between the many identities of Viviane, Nimue, and Evienne, calls Avalon her home. This is a realm where magic flows differently, time shifting like the currents of water. Avalon is not only a refuge, but also a boundary between the known and the unknown, and the lady glides through this world as both protector and enigma. As Arthur holds the sword, the question lingers, what will she demand when she returns? And will Arthur be prepared to pay the price when that moment arrives? Far from the lake's edge, the lady's influence shapes another destiny, that of Lancelot. After his father's death, the lady takes the boy into her enchanted realm beneath the waters, raising him in a world untouched by time. Under her guidance, Lancelot grows into a formidable knight, his skill honed by years of training in secrecy. Though she nurtures him, her intentions are never entirely clear. Was she acting out of kindness, or did she raise a knight whose allegiance could one day shift the balance of Arthur's reign? Lancelot, with all his talent and virtue, carries the seeds of future discord. Long before anyone realizes, the bonds of loyalty that hold the Round Table together begin to fray. The relationship between the Lady of the Lake and Merlin is a delicate dance of trust and betrayal. Merlin, the king's trusted advisor, shares his knowledge of magic with her, teaching her everything he knows. But once she masters the craft, the lady turns her new power against him. With subtle precision, she lures Merlin to explore a hidden marvel, only to trap him beneath a stone sealing his fate. In the silence that follows, Merlin's presence fades from the world. The once great sorcerer lies confined, lost not only to life, but also to the fame and purpose that once defined him. His absence leaves Arthur vulnerable, a king without his wisest guide. Water runs through every chapter of the lady's story, embodying both change and mystery. Just as rivers and springs in ancient mythology were sacred, the lady's command over water hints at deeper connections to ancient goddesses like Coventina, known as guardians of rivers. Her actions shift like the tides, sometimes offering life, at other times bringing destruction. She exists outside the boundaries of ordinary life, manipulating destinies without apology or explanation. As Arthur's reign draws to a close, the influence of the Lady of the Lake reappears. Gravely wounded, Arthur calls upon Sir Bedivere to return Excalibur to the lake. But as the knight holds the sword, he feels the weight of the kingdom in his hands. Twice he hesitates. How can he part with something that represents the soul of Arthur's reign and the fate of Britain itself? At last, Bedivere relents. He casts the sword into the lake, where the water shimmers under the moonlight. A hand rises, catching Excalibur with a flourish, as if the sword was never truly Arthur's, but always belonged to the lady. With a final flash, the blade disappears beneath the surface, its legend slipping into the currents. In his final moments, Arthur is carried across the lake to Avalon, where the Lady of the Lake awaits him. Some believe she takes him to heal his wounds. Others say he sleeps, waiting for the day Britain will call him back. Arthur's boat drifts into the mist. Avalon held the answer to one of two fates, either healing for a king or rest for a legend. The Lady of the Lake remains one of the most enigmatic figures in Arthurian legend. Her character continues to inspire retellings, portraying her as both a healer and a trickster. Through her story, we are reminded that power is never simple. It has the potential to bless and curse in equal measure. The Lady of the Lake defies easy understanding. Is she a hero, a villain, or something beyond mortal comprehension? She gives Arthur the tools to become a great king, but with every gift comes a cost. Through her, we glimpse the unpredictable nature of fate, a force capable of both lifting someone to greatness and bringing them to ruin. What will your version of this story be? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you believe some tales are too powerful to fade, hit subscribe and join us on the next journey. After all, the next legend may rise when we least expect it.